Hey, welcome back to another update of my Canadian Dividend Investing Portfolio series. Just going to try to keep this one pretty quick today, but basically this morning my account balance is sitting around $78,318. I did make a deposit, so I'm going to have to update this cash value here, but I'm just a little bit down. I'm about 1% down overall. But that's okay because my average yield here from all of my dividend stocks, which is almost all of the dividends I hold in this portfolio, is 4.93%, almost 5%. And my annual dividend income is sitting around $3,861. So this value increased a little bit after I bought some stocks today, and I'm going to show you exactly what I bought and why. So let's get into that. So first of all, I did make a deposit of $200, and I have to log that. So I'm going to log that here in the deposits and withdrawals tab, which is right here. I'm going to scroll down to the bottom and just drop in a new entry. So this is also in my tax-free savings account. Today I put in $200 Canadian currency, and it is March 27th, 2023. So that's going to update the summary tab so that we have the correct amount of cash in here. And let's take a quick look in the portfolio here about why I made some of my decisions. At the moment, I had this sorted yesterday for the unrealized gain at the top, but you can see some things have changed a little bit. So yesterday TELUS was doing better, and today it dropped down a little bit compared to Granite, for example. But more or less it's in order. We can reorder it by just clicking here. And if you ever wanted to like switch this around, for example, put them in like alphabetical order or something like that, we can do that. Or maybe something more useful like putting the biggest holdings at the top so we can understand which one is which. Lately I kind of enjoy having it in this view, just when it's such a polarized situation going on. With all these different positions. So anyhow, I was looking at stocks that were in the red, which is there is a lot, and I was looking at BMO. BMO is just barely in the red, but it is such a tiny position of mine. If we actually sort this to put the biggest positions at the top, BMO is pretty much very close to the bottom, one of my absolute smallest positions. It's actually interesting. Northwest Company is so small as well. See, it's good to do this every now and then because I get carried away with like some of these ones like Waste Connections or something and just keep buying more and more and more. But I do like to try to balance out the portfolio with these positions. So anyways, I was looking to buy Bank of Montreal today, and with my $200, that's going to take up over half of what I have there basically. And with the remainder of the money in the account, I was looking to just drop a little bit into Northland Power, which is down pretty far, and also Allied Properties. I dropped one into here as well. The stock is just incredibly smashed to pieces, and so I thought I'm just going to every now and then just add one stock at a time and try to reduce my average price, but be a little bit careful with them because I have already lost $2,500 in this position in unrealized losses. I do hope that it comes back, but just keeping my eye on that doesn't get too out of control as well. Now I also do just quickly scan Yahoo Finance before I buy some more stocks and companies, and just check to make sure that everything does look somewhat okay. In here I like to check the 5-year chart, see where we are. That's really far down, and then the max chart too to see what the general trend line is for this. And also checking quick scan on the revenue, that if there is revenue, if it's going up, at least we're up compared to last year, but down compared to the years before that, before COVID. And quarterly, it's nice to see something that is revenue is going up at least. And if I really want to get into it, check why the earnings are going down. But for now, I'm just buying one share, so it's okay. Let's take a look at the other ones. So that would be NPI. Same thing, the 5-year chart. We can kind of get an idea here. And the general trend, what's going on. We got some pretty high analyst targets here. That relates to these guys down here, which are all suggesting that the stock price will be high, but I don't really put too much thought into that. Again, checking that the revenue is going up annually and quarterly, not looking too bad. And here for the earnings calls and stuff like that. Okay, and then the last one that we want to check is just BMO, which is Bank of Montreal. Not that one. That one is not on the Toronto Stock Exchange. This one is the one that we want. The 5-year trend and the 1-year trend. It's not actually, it hasn't pulled back as far as I would like, but I'm just going in one share at a time, and this was my smallest position as well, one of my smallest positions. So I don't mind dropping in a share, even though it's $100 just now and then, because the whole position is only worth like $1,000 or something like that. And so just it's good to add in a little bit more. I'd like to get it up to a few thousand eventually. So if it is going to slowly decline, that's okay. Or we'll average down, as you could say. But if the analysts are right and it goes back up, then that's good too. So anyways, yeah, the earnings, they're also looking not too bad in there as well. All right, so jumping into Wealthsimple Trade then. We can just take a look here at my activity tab. So you can see that I made that $200 deposit. And then BMO, I bought the 1 share. I paid $117 for it. NPI, I bought 2 shares at $33.28. And Allied Property, I just had enough left over in the account to buy 1 share. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these numbers and bring them back into the spreadsheet and drop those into the transactions tab. So we're going to scroll down here. And there was no transaction fees, and I paid all that in Canadian dollars. So I want to double check that these add up to the totals that I was expecting, which they don't because I typed in the total price here. I should have put the unit price, which is 33.28, and there we go. Always a good check because these are automatic and this is human entered. So if you're using the spreadsheet, it is definitely a good thing to be checking. So the last thing to do then is to drop back into the summary tab and take a look here at the annual dividend income. So at the beginning of the video, we're sitting at a value of about $3,861, but now we're at $3,871. So my annual passive income increased by a value of about $10 per year, and that's awesome. It's tax-free. Those dividends, that $10 per year is probably going to grow by itself as these companies increase their dividends. Actually, NPI doesn't really increase the dividends. You can take a look in Yahoo Finance here, and you can just go to the chart and you can kind of get an idea about this. I have it zoomed out as far as it'll go, and you can see here that they're pretty much always paying 10 cents on each distribution, compared to something like BMO, which is here. We'll go to the chart view, and we can see that they've recently increased the dividend, and as we go back, they're increasing it pretty much every year. So what is a $10 per year payment now will probably be like a $11 per year payment or something in the future. And Allied Properties, I think, does the same. Let's actually take a look. It is AP-UN on Yahoo Finance. And so they're paying 146 as we go back. Yep, so they're increasing theirs over time. And they've actually just recently increased it as well, despite the price being down. So anyhow, that's all mostly good news for my dividend income, as it's going to grow when I buy new stocks, and it's also going to grow when these companies just increase the amount of dividends they give per share when I own a certain amount of shares of each company. So my income is going to probably just keep growing and growing and growing, which is exactly what we want. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's it for the update today, guys. Yeah, let me know what you bought this week or you're planning to buy this week down in the comments, and I will see you down there. Peace.